Hello everyone, welcome to Living with Asperger's, and today we have a very special episode dedicated to a big giant in the music industry, Chester Bennington. Chester Bennington, for those of you that are not aware, was the lead singer of the band Linkin Park. And what he did to the music industry would change the music industry forever, because he introduced an entirely new genre of music, which was a subgenre of rock, and he also popularized the idea of making songs that, instead of always constantly being happy and talking about happy things, were talking about kind of sad things and, what life is actually like at a certain age of your life, which at the time the demographic was like middle schoolers and high schoolers. And I remember those days. They were kind of sad because I basically had no friends and the music kind of spoke to me. So today I am dedicating this entire episode to Chester Bennington, and thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. We're almost at 50 subscribers. I'm not going to talk about that though, because this episode is dedicated to one of the biggest giants in the entire music industry. So basically Linkin Park became popular because, once again, their music fit a very specific demographic, and like a lot of bands back in the day, especially bands that were like Linkin Park, people kind of heard the music and they kind of, saw it as their life rather than, oh, it's just some happy prick that likes singing music, which it is not. The other thing is that, the music was completely new. No one had ever heard anything like it before. Instead of having guitar riffs play at the beginning, they had this really, really awesome piano roll for the song. In the end, it doesn't even matter. Or it doesn't even matter. I didn't really listen to Linkin Park that much when I was a kid. Linkin Park is also one of the big giants because they literally changed the way the music industry runs. Instead of people looking at the music industry and thinking, oh, they only take one type of music because, blah, 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 whatever. Linkin Park changed everyone's opinions on the music industry, and they probably changed it for good. People see the music industry now as one of the biggest things out there that's actually good for, the cultural progression of America, I guess. One of the biggest issues that Linkin Park faced was the music industry itself. It was full of a bunch of superstars, most of which that didn't want to get their title taken away from them. And Linkin Park had quite a few big competitors, but they pushed through really, really hard. And they pushed through so hard that their musical career ended very quickly. The greatest stars have their careers die at a very young age. And I'm not trying to sound mean to Chester Bennington here. I know according to sources, he committed suicide by hanging. But this is one of the biggest things that Linkin Park did. They redefined the way we listen to music. And I cannot be happier with what they've done with the music industry, because if it weren't for them, most of music today wouldn't have any real meaning behind it. If you look at music before 2005, or before Linkin Park showed up on the scene, a lot of the music didn't really have any meaning to it. In fact, a lot of it was just boring. And that's a part of the reason why the music industry started failing. People were hearing basically the same thing over and over again from the same superstars over and over again. But Linkin Park has inspired me to start getting into musical production again, and I've actually learned quite a bit from seeing what they have done with their music and all the creative stuff that they were able to do. So, like I said, I have heavy respect for Linkin Park, and I also respect Chester Bennington, but now I'm going to talk about why they failed. So the first thing that happened was they rapidly changed the music scene. And if somebody rapidly becomes very popular, like Linkin Park did, others are bound to follow. What ended up happening was, instead of Linkin Park having a multi-decade career like a lot of rock musicians from back then did, and a lot of their music is still being played, what happened was their music got so popular so fast that people got sick of it really fast as well. And that ended up bringing down their musical careers. That might have led to Chester Bennington's suicide, we're not sure yet, but I can almost assure you that, everyone ever probably has the theory that the ending of Chester Bennington's career And Linkin Park's career as a professional band is also probably to blame for Chester Bennington's death. Another big thing that happened was music itself changed again. And the reason why is simple. Change has to happen. If you want to live in a society where Linkin Park is all you hear, download all their albums and just listen to it. You know, you don't have to go out there and, you know, make fun of everyone else. There's another thing that happened. The fan base. Now, I'm not saying this about all Linkin Park fans. I'm pretty sure that most of them are really good. I'm talking about the ones that would be considered super fans. And what super fans are basically people that are so hell-bent on making others believe that their band is the greatest and their band is the best ever, that they kind of forgot that there are other bands, if that makes any sense at all. Basically, the super fans ended up ruining Linkin Park's record because instead of people seeing Linkin Park as, oh, great band, yeah, they looked at the fan base and it's just a horrible fan base. And once again, it's the very loud few that made the fan base so bad. You know, instead of taking advice and listening to everyone else like the quieter Linkin Park fans were, they were just shouting Linkin Park is the best, you know. I'm pretty sure there were a few death threats here and there. But that's another reason why Linkin Park fell. If your fan base is toxic, it will end up making you toxic, or it will end up making you look toxic to others. Chester Bennington is one of the nice men in the music industry. And so are pretty much all the members of Linkin Park and Green Day and all the other people that ended up creating this massive genre. Only one or two superfans is all it takes for a band as big as Linkin Park to come down like a rock. And it really sucks because Linkin Park was a really good band. I really liked their music. For a long time, I was listening to it because I just liked the way it sounded. And to hear that he committed suicide is absolutely heartbreaking. And even though I didn't really listen to their music that much until recently, I see now why people liked Linkin Park so much. They were a truly incredible and talented band. So that's about it. That's all I have for this video. Thank you guys for watching so much. Thank you for all the support. We're almost at 50 subscribers and I cannot believe this. But that's quite a lot compared to 6 months ago. And I'm sorry for not uploading on a consistent basis. I'm going to make sure that I do it on time. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Condolences to Chester Bennington, the band, Linkin Park, and all of the family members associated with the band, and to all of the fans, even the idiot ones. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see all you guys in my next video.